I've been homeless. I've been fucking broke. I don't need to go down the road of the things that I've been through. It doesn't
We've
fucking
talked about
matter
all
at
these
this
things
point,
already.
right?
Yeah.
The fact is that I created a life that I wanted, right? I did this because I wanted this. Doesn't mean getting here was easy. I'm now 51 fucking years old and have finally found something that I enjoy and a life that I love. It took
Right.
a very long time to get here. And I don't
An
have
entire
to fucking
lifetime.
explain that to anybody. I am fucking proud of myself.
Yes.
So
You
for
should
someone
be.
to say, like, it doesn't matter what you think someone should act like, this is not your fucking life. If you want the life like you think that I have the picture perfect life, then work for it. Do it. Go do your fucking passion.
You can create that same fucking life. That
You know what I'm
person
saying?
can.
Like getting here has been many steps of failing and getting back up and failing and getting back up and never fucking quitting.
Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Let's go. If you'd like to support us in the podcast, join our Patreon where you get exclusive content, which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to over 100 plus low-calorie, high-protein, family-friendly meals. These are all designed by a professional chef who is certified in nutrition. These recipes are already in MyFitnessPal for easy fucking tracking. New recipes are also added each week.
We believe that fitness is for everyone, so this is our way of getting you started on your health and fitness journey at a price most everyone can afford. So what the fuck are you waiting for? We'll see you in the Patreon. Nerdle alert.
What's up, Matt?
How are you? Like, I
You
just
know-
saw you, dude.
I know you did. You did.
Good.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm just fucking done with traveling. I'm done. Let's be real here. I'm so
Yeah, you've been at
tired.
it.
I'm mentally fucking tired. And every time, I come back and I look at my schedule and I'm like, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a fucking second to breathe. And that's where I am right now. I'm just I just come from one thing and then I go right into a whole fucking week of just nonstop.
Yeah, I hear you, Beth. I think we talked about this weekend, but I've done that before too. And I'm not saying like
Mhm.
you're doing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, right? Like it sucks being that busy for sure, but it's also necessary too. But I
That's the
remember
thing.
I used to do that for myself, but the way I was doing it, I realized it was because I would always load myself up with calls. Literally the day I got home, you
Mhm.
know this. Like I'd be getting
Yeah.
home at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and then Monday morning at 10 o'clock, I'd have a full day of calls. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing this to myself? I control my
But
own schedule. And for me,
yeah.
it was because I felt guilty taking time off, right?
Mhm.
From work or from away from my clients or away from my business. So I loaded everything up when I got back to try to make up, quote
Right.
unquote, for that time off. And we do that all the time. I'm
Yeah.
not saying
But
that's what you're doing, but
well, no, these things are things that I have to do. It's like I
yeah,
have a team meeting
right.
today. Every
Mhm.
Tuesday I have a team meeting. I'm not going to
Yep.
stop going to my team meeting.
Uh-huh.
We had to record the podcast today because I am busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
We're pivoting.
it's not like I can not do these things. Like Wednesday, I scheduled a hair appointment 2 months ago that I can't cancel. So I have to show up to that or else I'll have to
Don't
wait
want to go through that ordeal again. I remember
another
last
2
time.
fucking months. So it's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just life.
It's all
Life.
good. I mean, yeah, I hear
It's
you.
all
I think
good.
everybody
I
can
just
hear you.
I'm not
Everybody hears you. Everybody
I'm
can resonate with this.
not good at managing my schedule.
Yeah.
Apparently, even with my assistant helping me, I'm still not good at it.
Mhm.
I double booked myself, yes. And she even told me that like a couple weeks ago. She's like, "Do you know your Wednesday the 16th is you have a couple things going on at the same time?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll handle that.
Gotcha.
I'll take
Yeah.
care of it."
I'll figure it out. Yeah.
And here I am going,
You're- yeah. How the fuck do I
okay.
do this? Yeah, that's anxiety inducing for sure, being once you realize you're double booked. Because you don't want to take advantage of, like, you don't want to make anybody else feel like their time's not worthy, right? And take
Yeah.
advantage of it or anything. So
And I have the girl from Dojoy we're meeting tomorrow. And she
yeah.
doesn't live here. She lives in fucking Cleveland. What am I going to say? I'm sorry that we can't. No, I want to see her. So that's fit into my day. And all these things are great. They're amazing. But also good things are stressful too.
Yes.
Um,
That's what people don't understand about stress is there's good stressors and there's bad stressors, but at the end of the day, all stress is still stress.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that. I just woke up
Well,
and I'm like,
I'm
I
proud of you. I want to say I'm happy for you because you went to the gym today and crushed it.
did.
That
I
can be
did
hard to
leg day.
do after a
Hmm.
travel day like you had yesterday. We woke up early. Well, we didn't wake up early, but we had a lot of driving the last 2 days.
It's been a
You had to
busy
fly.
weekend. We
Yeah, we
we've
had a busy
been doing a
weekend.
lot. We've been very
You've
active.
been
We've
go
been
go
very
go.
busy. We've been go
I'm
go
feeling it.
go.
Sarah's feeling it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we're around a lot of people on Saturday. That can be overwhelming.
A lot of fun, but
Um,
that's definitely emotionally draining too, for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
because I'm an introvert extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Same. So
sometimes,
for introverts, for those people that identify as both introverts and extroverts, we enjoy the social interactions and we enjoy being outgoing like that, but it's very
mhm,
draining for us mentally and
yeah,
physically, right?
yeah,
Whereas being an introvert, that's not very really draining. It's almost something where that replenishes your energy for somebody like
yeah.
us.
I
So
mean, if you notice, like I will like literally go into almost like I won't talk. I'll just sit there and I'm just like in the like zone.
you mean when we're
uh,
together with people or?
yeah, well, at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because then you have to decompress, right?
That's
And
what it is. Like I've never been that way until like my older years. It's weird. Maybe because my life is different than it used to be. I used to have a lot more time.
yeah,
But now I notice that it's like even my when I came home last night, my husband wanted to talk and ask me a bunch of questions. I was just like, I have to decompress right now.
not right now.
I'm
Yes.
so glad I'm here and I'm home and it's so good to see you, but I
I
have to
missed you.
like
I love you, but I need some me time right
I
now.
just have to check out for a minute. I'm gonna
I hear you.
unpack.
I did
Oh,
that too. I did that too when I got home last night. I I stayed another night with Sarah last night because
yeah.
her and I were talking and we're like, yeah, we just spent the whole weekend together, but we didn't spend any quality time together, you know? Because we were
Yeah.
with other people, we were with you, we were with my dad, which is all great stuff, but like we didn't have
Yeah.
any really just one-on-one time to connect. So we wanted to
Hmm.
do that, but before we did that, I took my dad home and I came and I got back and I went for a walk in the woods with Dutch. Like I missed
Hmm.
Dutch Bear so much,
Yeah.
so her and I spent some quality time together, walking through the woods. You know, this time of year is
Yep.
beautiful. Reconnecting with myself, more and most importantly, because I
Hmm.
knew what the rest of the week was going to be like, right?
Yeah.
And that's where we need to be able to put ourselves first and recognize
Yeah.
that it's not selfish, right? If we want to show up for
No.
other people in the way that they deserve and the way that we want to, we've got to put ourselves
Hmm.
first.
Yeah. My alone time
Mm,
matters. My alone
yes.
time means so much to me. My alone time before used to give me anxiety. I used to always feel like I had to be around people, which is bizarre, right? I was like, I'm so lonely. And this is when I was in the middle of my
That's
drinking. I
I
felt
was gonna
so
say you're probably
lonely.
uncomfortable with feeling in your own feelings, right? And sitting with
Yeah,
your
so
emotions.
this is with, and then I would be drinking. It's like,
Hmm.
the whole no one likes me type, like I'm just always alone. But that was just me and my own shit.
Yeah, you're a victim.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I played,
and I want
I
to talk
I
about
was
that
a
today, but
huge victim.
before we get into the victim bullshit, like guys, I think that's probably a good topic for us today.
Yeah, let's do it.
I do want to do a recap first of the meet and greet and everything because it was a really
Okay.
cool experience. And what I was just going to say too is putting ourselves first. And there was a really good example of that from somebody that was at the meet and greet
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday. Becky Abler. She's
Mm-hmm.
also a client of ours, but she was really torn on being there Saturday because her son had a cross
Oh, right.
country meet or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she almost didn't go. And even though she had been talking about it for months with her husband, with her family, that everybody knew. And when she planned this meet and greet to come meet up with us and hike with us, the cross countries thing wasn't even the schedule wasn't out. Like I think they're in sectionals or something or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was.
Yeah.
But then the mom guilt sets in, right? Like, oh, now I'm doing this thing for me, and I'm just going to cancel and go do this thing for my son instead. But then
Mm.
her husband and her son called her out. They're like, no, you've been looking forward to this for like months. You've been talking about it. You haven't shut up about it. You're going,
Yeah.
and she was
Yeah.
so happy that she did, right? So she put herself first in that situation, and then she could
Mm-hmm.
still go do the thing with her son because it turns out it was later in the day and she was creating a mountain out of a molehill, I believe.
Yeah.
So like it was putting yourself first. And
Yeah.
we always feel guilty for putting ourselves first. But to
Mm-hmm.
be at our best, we need to be able to do that.
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so the meet and greet. Awesome. Awesome meet and greet, right? Like
Yeah.
shout
Oh, yeah.
out to everybody. I think we had like 22 fucking people
Yeah,
show
it
up.
was so incredible. Coach Justin on my team came. I haven't seen him in 2 years. Coach Renee.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Tom, shout out to
Tom,
Tom. My God,
Tom Tom McGraw, I believe is his last name. But
McGaw or McGraw, I believe. So many people.
I
Do we have the list with us?
Tom McGaw. Tom
Okay,
McGaw.
McGaw. Gotcha.
So let's talk about Tom.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Tom lost 100 pounds via Weight Watchers, and he's been following me and Matt, and basically like learning being maintenance, right?
Because that was one thing that he had lost all
He
his weight
didn't
with Weight
learn.
Watchers, but he didn't know. Like he realized, especially after following us, I think is what it was. Is like I have no idea how to do this and keep this off.
Yeah, and I think that he tracks calories now
Yes.
instead of points, which makes such a big difference, he said.
Yeah, because points are bullshit.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And he's also 6 months sober. He showed up on his 6 month sober anniversary, which is absolutely incredible. No small feat. So super proud of you, Tom.
Shout out to Tom for sure. And it was just really nice to talk with Tom. I mean, it was nice to talk with everybody, but
yeah,
Tom, I could tell Tom was a little hesitant, right? Like to talk to us, I think. And
yeah,
we're like, thank you, man. Like this is awesome. Like wanted to fucking hype him up. Like we all got when because it was just the three of us. We had some alone time there at the Chapel Rock,
and I didn't get to even talk to him until like halfway through the hike.
Yeah,
I thought he was actually with somebody. I don't know why we connected then or not earlier, but I guess there's so many people when you're in a line of people hiking. It's hard to get to everybody. But
yeah, so he sought us out, and like that was a really emotional moment. I felt like I know I looked over and I think you had like some little tears in your eyes, and I was tearing up a little bit. Just watching you guys interact, because obviously that was a really special moment for the two of you too, and that was cool.
Yeah.
So Tom, thank you for like sharing like your 6 months sober anniversary. Yeah, soberversary.
Yeah. That's why we do what we do and why I talk about what I talk about. So yeah.
And now he's feeling good about his losing or keeping the weight off, because that was one thing that was stressing him the fuck out.
He was worried, yeah.
He was so worried about it.
Yeah. A lot of people are worried about gaining the weight back.
For sure. So proud of you, Tom, for the progress you've made and for being sober and making that change in yourself. That's amazing.
Yeah. When you're listening to this, Tom, I already ordered your sweatshirt, so expect it. I think it's in a couple weeks. I ordered it that night. So
okay, yeah,
that should be on its way.
Let's go. Some other shout outs too. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We had Heidi. Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
Came down. That was really cool. Corey, I love Corey's story as well, because we've talked in DMs for years. I'm sure you've talked with her in years as well, years as well. And she's like, I've lost 65 pounds.
Yeah.
From following you guys and listening to you guys. And another cool thing about Corey was she's 1 year and 2 months sober too.
Yes. Yes.
So that was really fucking cool. So she's 65 pounds down and 14 months sober, which is amazing.
So incredible. Crushing it, Corey.
And what was really cool is I was like, whoa, that's amazing. I was like, have you been working with anybody? Who's your coach? Are you working with a coach? She's like, you guys are my coaches. Right. Like, and I was like, are you in our Patreon or, and she's like, no, just you, I consider you guys my coaches. And like, that's amazing. Like that was such a cool moment. So thank you for that.
Totally. Corey. Yeah. And then was it Kristen?
I believe it was Kristen, down 45 pounds. She came with her sister.
Yes. Right? Okay. Yes. Congrats to her, crushing it.
Wisconsin. So, oh my God, there's so many fucking cool stories. And it's not just about the weight loss.
Many. It's not,
but there's so many. I mean, obviously being sober and so many stories of strength and improving their health and everything too.
And you know what's cool is that these people took the information that we put out on social media, the reason why we do what we do, and applied it. Yes. They fucking applied it.
Didn't say, oh, but Matt, I can't like what.
They didn't question. And that makes me so happy and proud of what we do and what we teach, because it is applicable and it is doable.
It's applicable, actionable. It's
if you follow us and do the things that we say, you will make progress.
And that's not to toot our own fucking horn, but
it's not. But
follow honestly, and you'll get results.
I don't make videos for the fuck of it.
Right.
It's like, this is why we're not only to get clients, obviously, but to help people. The whole goal is to help people, whether they sign up for coaching or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure. And because before we ever started trying to get clients on social media, we had to be able to help people first. Right. And there's always about community, because when you help people, when you give people solutions and tools
Mhm.
and skills, like that's profitable because people want to work with you. People will recognize that. That's like why we give so much away for free and give our best shit away for free,
Yeah.
because you guys are worth it. And like we know it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
fuck yeah. I love it.
Fuck yeah.
No excuses. You can
No
do the
excuses.
things, you can adapt, you can modify, or you cannot.
Right.
And they are. We've got
Mhm.
a fucking incredible community of action takers and no
Yeah.
bullshitters and
Right.
no co-signers of their own bullshitters.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Hells yeah. I'm eating some gummy worms in between talking, gummy worms and gummy bears, because I had a headache, but the sugar is helping me feel better. So thank you,
Well,
processed
there you
foods,
go.
for that. I ran
I'm
6 miles this
drinking.
morning, and
You need the glucose back.
yeah, I'm really short on fuel today. As I'm
Mhm.
spinning my worm around, the
Fucking,
gummy worm.
he's playing with his worm. Literally.
I'm under fueled today for sure. So I'm kind of squeezing in
Oh,
calories wherever I can, in between appointments, in between running, in between picking Riker up, everything. Because we do plan on strength training later today too.
yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm appropriately fueled for that. So that's why I'm eating things like gummy worms to get some calories in. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
fuck yeah. So, anything else that we want to talk about from the meet and greet? It was just so fucking cool. I guess let's describe it a little bit more. We did about 7 miles in the Upper Peninsula, Pictured Rocks.
Mhm.
About 22 badass fucking people came out. It was so nice to see familiar faces. Crystal came out. Shout out to Crystal, by the way.
Yes, Crystal.
We almost
Oh
forgot
my
about Crystal. How could we
goodness.
forget
Yeah.
about Crystal?
I know. I know.
Your fourth time coming out to party with us and me with and hike
She's
with
like
us.
our ambassador.
She's definitely like our ambassador at this point, because she's
Yeah.
driving like from Vermont to all these things and doing these
Yeah.
things.
With her cat, Sasha.
Yeah, and her cat Sasha, for sure.
Mhm.
And then a
Yep.
couple more shout outs too, of course. My 3 clients that came, I just super
Kristen.
grateful. Kristen, for sure, one of
Mhm.
our client community ambassadors, and then Sandy and Becky as
Mhm.
well all came out, and it was really
Yep.
cool to see them, because that was the first time they all met, and they're like, "Hey,
Oh, wow.
I know your face from our calls, from our group call,
That's
no?"
awesome. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and all of a sudden they were talking like they're friends, right? And that's what
Mhm.
it's all about, the community that we're building
Yes.
with our coaching platforms, with our coaching businesses, and our podcast. Like, it's just
Yep.
incredible to see that. Everybody's so
Absolutely.
supportive.
Yeah.
So today, let's get to the I think a really nice impromptu topic today. Victimhood,
Victimville.
being the victim, playing the victim. And I think this is a couple days in the making, right? Because we were talking about this over the weekend when you did a Q&A, and
Mhm.
then it kind of resulted in, of course, a stupid comment that you got in your messages today.
So yeah, let me read the comment. Also, let me preface about what I was
Context,
talking.
right? Because you're up, yeah.
Context. I may make this story into a reel somehow,
Mhm.
because I had a lot of positive DMs about it. Like, oh, I need
Absolutely.
to
It needs
send
to be
this to
said.
somebody. I wish I could send this to somebody. And I'm like, oh, I could probably make a reel.
Yes.
Didn't even think about that because I'm just talking, right?
Mhm.
So I was just voicing how exhausted I am mentally, and that we create our own stress. Like I created my own stress.
Like we just talked about.
I'm owning that. And I'm like,
You're not
just
looking
as
for
much as
sympathy.
we have to start saying no to shit we don't want to do, we have to stop saying yes as well.
Even the
We have
things
to
that
stop
we do
saying
want to
yes
do.
that we do want to do, right?
Yeah, because everything you did this weekend, those were things you wanted to do. But
Yeah.
saying yes like that gets us into trouble sometimes in terms of
Right.
how we feel.
Yes, exactly. And so I got this DM that says, maybe you should be thankful for having a successful business. Some of us are struggling financially and would love to be able to be busy and successful.
Wow.
Isn't it Mental Health Month, by the way?
World Mental Health Month, I
Well,
believe.
Mental Health Month. Okay, so I don't care who you are, how successful you are, whatever, does not dismiss you from stress, does not dismiss you from depression, anxiety. You can be grateful and also be stressed out at the same time.
Two things can be true.
And it's like, this is where the victim mentality comes in. I've been homeless. I've been fucking broke. I don't need to go down the road of the things that I've been through. It doesn't
We've
fucking
talked about
matter
all
at
these
this
things
point,
already.
right?
Yeah.
The fact is that I created a life that I wanted, right? I did this because I wanted this. Doesn't mean getting here was easy. I'm now 51 fucking years old and have finally found something that I enjoy and a life that I love. It took a very long time to get here. And I don't have to fucking explain that to anybody. I am fucking proud of myself.
Yes.
So for someone to say like, It doesn't matter what you think someone should act like. This is not your fucking life. If you want the life like you think that I have the picture perfect life, then work for it. Do it. Go do your fucking passion.
You can create that same fucking life. That
You know what I'm
person
saying?
can.
Like getting here has been many steps of failing and getting back up and failing and getting back up and never fucking quitting.
Failure is part of success.
You
It's
know what I'm
not the
saying?
opposite of success.
And to continue being successful, it takes continuous work and more stress. And hence probably why I was sitting in my car voicing what I was voicing, because having this business and having so many clients and people that depend on you, my coaches, the team, that's not like,
If you've
oh,
never felt the stress of being responsible for somebody else's livelihood, it's like
no,
a team, coaches, payroll, all that. That is,
it's everything I've ever wanted, but it's also all these new things that I've never done in my life.
yes, it's all uncomfortable shit.
I've never been a boss, let alone to fucking 30 people. You know,
in a matter
like
of just a couple of
I'm
years.
consistently stepping out of my fucking comfort zone all
You
the
are.
time and every day doing hard shit. So to get this stupid fucking DM from some
It's complete bullshit.
victim mentality bullshit is just, people need to stop thinking like this. And that is why she is stuck where she is, whatever that may be, why
Wherever
she's
that might be.
unhappy.
Obviously,
because
because people that are
she
happy aren't going to say those things.
is crying a fucking river. Talk to someone that cares.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, why should you have empathy when that person clearly had no empathy for you?
Right.
That's what empathy is. Just because you're not in that person's situation, you can still try to feel what they're feeling and try to understand what they're going through. And that person showed a complete lack of empathy.
Right.
And not only that, but they're telling you to shut up. Like that's what your mental health doesn't matter. Your stress doesn't matter. Right? No, that's not cool. That is not okay. And this kind of continued. This has been a couple of days of that too, because in our car ride home yesterday, right, there was something on your stories about alcohol, right?
Oh yeah.
I actually have the book with me, Beth, because we were
okay,
reading
Dopamine Nation. I actually listened to 3 chapters on the way home, and I'm pumped.
Guys, I got Beth hooked on Dopamine Nation. Let's go. Yeah. And she's known about it, but I brought it with me, and a lot of the stuff we were talking about this weekend, and I've been talking about it on the podcast. I want to read a little excerpt from this book. So Dopamine Nation is by Anna Lemke. She is a psychiatrist, practicing clinical psychiatrist, working in a lot of like addiction and behavioral issues and things like that. This is from page 186. The chapter is called Radical Honesty. Radical honesty, guys. So this is called Truthful Autobiographies Create Accountability. And just stick with me here for like 2 minutes while I read this.
Yeah.
Single simple truths about our day-to-day lives are like links in a chain that translate into truthful autobiographical narratives. Autobiographical narratives are an essential measure of lived time. The stories we narrate about our lives not only serve as a measure of our past, but can also shape future behavior. In more than 20 years as a psychiatrist, listening to tens of thousands of patient stories, I meaning Anna Lemke, the author, have become convinced that the way we tell our personal stories is a marker and predictor of mental health. Let me repeat that. I have become convinced that the way we tell our personal stories is a marker and a predictor of mental health. Patients who tell stories in which they are frequently the victim, seldom bearing responsibility for bad outcomes, are often unwell and remain unwell. They are too busy blaming others to get down to the business of their own recovery. By contrast, when my patients start telling stories that accurately portray their responsibility, I know they're getting better. The victim narrative reflects a wider societal trend in which we're all prone to seeing ourselves as the victims of circumstance and deserving of compensation or reward for our suffering. Even when people have been victimized, if the narrative never moves beyond victimhood, it's difficult for healing to occur. And I'm almost done here. One of the jobs of good psychotherapy is to help people tell healing stories. If autobiographical narrative, that was a tough one, is a river, psychotherapy is the means by which that river is mapped and in some cases rerouted. I'm just going to get to the last section here because I'm getting long. Okay. If the therapists can help the patient take responsibility, if not for the event itself, then for how they react to it in the here and now, that patient is empowered to move forward with their life. As I have alluded to before, the modern practice of psychotherapy sometimes falls short of that lofty goal. which is allowing us to make informed decisions. We as mental healthcare providers have become so caught up in the practice of empathy that we've lost sight of the fact that empathy without accountability is a short-sighted attempt to relieve suffering. So if the therapist and patient recreate a story in which the patient is a perpetual victim of forces beyond their control, chances are good that the patient will continue to be victimized. So if you continue to be the fucking victim and paint the story and tell everybody and come in somebody's DMs like Beth, like you just did, and continue to portray yourself as the victim, you will continue to be the victim.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, like, yeah, I hear you. My life sucks. I'm struggling too, but I can also hear where you're coming from and recognize that your life isn't easy either. That's a fucking positive step in the right direction of telling an accurate story as to what the fuck is going on. That is how you heal. Radical honesty. So go read the book. Dopamine Nation.
It really, and also I loved how she was talking about how children are being raised now.
Yes.
Also, like everyone labeling something like I'm this and I'm that and I'm triggered and it's like everyone's labeling, everyone is pussyfooting and around their kids.
Don't want to be too hard on our kids.
Kids are having anxiety who shouldn't be having anxiety because the parents are not, let's say, disciplining like they used to. I'm not saying to go belt your kid, but
yeah, for sure. I agree with you, Beth. What it is they're not pushing on the pleasure side. So part of the big thing with Dopamine Nation is the pain and pleasure side, right?
Right.
Or I mean, they're not pushing on the pain side. So pleasure side is the dopamine stuff, the video games, the tablets, the candy, everything that kids, adults are doing. We're just constantly pushing on that pleasure side, but we're not allowing ourselves to push on that pain side, which is what you were saying earlier when you were stuck in your addiction about how you were not allowing yourself to just be by yourself. You had to be with other people, right? You weren't allowing yourself to do that.
Right.
And so you continued to struggle. Until you put yourself first.
Until I owned my own shit.
Until you owned your
literally
decisions.
I had to own my own shit.
Radical honesty.
There's nothing easy about it. Everyone's looking for the hack, right? The quick, I need a hack for this. No, you know what the hack is? Doing the fucking hard thing.
Yeah.
That is your hack. You cannot run away from what you want to do without doing something hard. Stop looking for hacks because you're going to be in a fucking wheelhouse of.
You're going to keep hacking your way to the.
You're going to fucking hack your way to fucking nothing is what you're going to do.
You're going to hack your arm off.
There is no fucking hack for what you want to be in life at all. You will never fucking hear me ask someone for a hack or a quick this. Do you have a quick? No, I just ask, how can I do this? Do you have a fucking hack? No, I don't ask for a hack. Quit asking for hacks. Seriously. Absolutely. It's annoying as fuck. Do the hard shit.
Hacks are shortcuts. And what do we know about shortcuts? They're usually bullshit.
They are.
Maybe you get there, but what did you learn during the journey if you took that shortcut and just got the results right away? What did you learn in the process? You certainly don't appreciate the process.
Right.
Because you didn't go through the trials and tribulations that come with the process. So you don't get the gratification that comes after doing hard fucking things. You get that instant gratification. You get that dopamine hit, but you don't push on the pain side.
Yeah.
Going through the journey, failing, having setbacks. Figuring out the fucking failures and not letting them be failures and letting them define you and turning the failures into a positive, into a learning opportunity.
You got to stop like being afraid of failing because that's where you learn and grow. You're afraid of what? Doing something wrong. So then you can automatically like at some point do it the right way. You got to keep trying till you get it right.
Keep on keeping on. Yes. Yep. I posted something on my story this morning. One of our clients posted it in our group chat. This is a quote from John Wooden. He's like a legendary NCAA basketball coach. He says, failure isn't fatal, but failure to change might be. As a parent, our days are filled with joy, challenges, and countless memories of connection. And let's be real here. More often than not, chaos can feel downright unavoidable. And in those moments, maintaining our peace and well-being are absolutely crucial. And you should know by now that I love talking about all things mindfulness. So this message is for all you mindful parents out there seeking a natural path to tranquility and presence. Cured Nutrition understands the unique stressors we face every day. Whether it's waking up early to take the kids to school or playing taxi as you shuttle everyone from practice to practice, let's not forget that you still have your daily responsibilities with your own career. That's why they created their Serenity Gummies, your go-to ally in managing the complexities of parenthood with ease. These gummies aren't just a treat. They're a blend of science-backed, health-supporting ingredients like full-spectrum cannabinoids, ashwagandha, reishi mushroom, and L-theanine. Each ingredient is chosen for its ability to support your physical, mental, and emotional sense of calm. Now imagine unwinding from the day's hustle with a natural alternative to alcohol, helping you to improve your presence, mindfulness, and overall well-being. Now, oftentimes we turn to alcohol as a way to alleviate stress, but take it from someone that has a long look at his relationship with alcohol. That really only makes things worse. The Serenity Gummies offer a more holistic tool to have in your arsenal so that you can feel good about feeling good. I personally enjoy the passion fruit flavor. It's sweet with some kind of an earthy undertone. I'm no expert when it comes to tasting things. I just know what works for me, what tastes good. In addition to that, each gummy is precisely dosed to guide me to my happy place. Now, Cured Nutrition is offering an exclusive 20% off discount just for our listeners when you purchase Serenity Gummies. Visit www.curednutrition.com/CTC and use coupon code CTC at checkout. That's CURED nutrition.com/CTC, coupon code CTC to embrace a state of relaxation and balance. Remember, protecting your peace is just one gummy away. Now take a moment for yourself and find serenity in the midst of life's whirlwind moments. Because you, as a parent, deserve to support your well-being and do something for yourself so you can continue serving others like the badass that you are. Failure is not fatal, but we treat it as it is. We treat it as this big,
Right.
oh my God, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
There's no way I can reach my.
I can't
failed
believe you
this
didn't
weekend.
get that
I
right
overate
the
this
first
weekend.
time.
I binged this weekend. I ate a whole fucking bag of chips this weekend of chocolate.
Covered in chocolate.
Chocolate. Oh my God, the best things ever.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I ate the whole bag.
I ate a lot this weekend too.
Yeah.
I must have had my fucking body weight in those homemade chips and that dip. Pita chips. I'm a chip whore, okay? And fucking chips, pita chips, Triscuits, they're on the
went to
table
this place in
with fucking cheese, and I'm right there sitting there. I'm not counting. I'm just putting it in my mouth.
Yeah. Right.
Wake up with garlic poots, okay?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, we had a lot of
now.
garlic because Sarah loves to cook
We
with
did.
garlic.
Yeah, we did.
So for sure.
So
because we stopped in Mackinac City on our way up to the UP, and we stopped.
Yeah.
We went to the chip factory they have there.
Mac chips,
Really
I think they're called, right?
small craft chips. What was it called?
I think they're called Mac chips because of Mackinac
Mac
Bridge.
chips. Okay,
I think.
gotcha.
I think.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. They're really good. So it's not like a full big bag of Doritos, right? It's a small craft bag, but they're still like they're hearty chips, and they're damn good chips. They're really good.
I mean, yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Had a lot of that. A lot of cheese
sure.
curds.
A lot of cheese curds.
And you know what? I don't regret it.
We're not. We did. It was.
I
yeah,
know
like,
I'm going to come home and get back to my regular schedule.
Mhm.
I do feel a little bit out of sorts from it all,
Right.
but
yeah, for sure. You were out of your routine. You were out of your normal way of eating.
Yeah.
Like that's part of travel. And
Right.
we did. I mean, we didn't really even eat out a lot. We ate out a couple, like when we were driving down there and driving up. But
we
we
ate
had some
about
good
3 or
home-cooked
4
meals.
times.
Did we?
hmm
Yeah, I guess we did. Especially that one day. It was like,
We did. I mean, when you think
Yeah.
about it, when you're traveling and you don't have access to shit because you're in the
mhm.
middle of fucking Yoopers, you
Shout out to our
literally
Yoopers.
will find a dive cafe, and that's
Mhm.
what you got. No fruit,
Yeah. Right. Right. Very sparingly.
but that's what it is.
We had some good meals though.
But they were good.
meals.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
And we have some good home cooking too, because Sarah loves to cook,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
she's like
Oh, yeah.
our own personal chef, huh?
I got the stuff
Um,
to make fattoush salad today at the
Yeah, I
grocery
love
store.
it.
So tell
Love it.
Sarah.
Looking forward to seeing a reel on that one, I'm sure.
We'll see. I'm going to try to see how I can do it first. So I'm just doing
Gotcha.
it off like what I
Yeah, I'm
remember
sure you'll
she said
crush
was
it.
in it.
Yeah,
So we'll see. Yeah.
yeah. And then she made that other salad. It's just the salad with spinach, lettuce,
Yeah.
peppers, and everything. That's
And
an art
homemade
making a good
sauce
salad.
and garlic cheese bread,
Homemade sauce for pasta.
roasted
Yeah.
chicken, mashed potatoes, roasted veggies.
We were eating like kings and queens, that's for
Yeah,
sure. That's Sarah's love language is cooking, and she loves doing that. As you saw.
Yeah, she's a great cook.
She is. I'm
We
very,
saw
I'm very spoiled.
the Northern Lights.
Wow. Yeah. That was amazing. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I saw them in Ohio over the summertime, but it was nothing like this. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's really all you can say. It was like mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit. We can't see him as well without a camera or something, though.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I think we just
I
swirled our way to another subject.
No, I think it's all related, honestly, because there's a lot of like awareness in the things that we were doing, right? Like that's really what we're talking about is being aware of the food choices we were making and exercising that freedom to move on from those things. And it's all kind of the mindset related stuff too. So
Right.
and also, like, I kind of called myself out to you guys and to social media too on what was that Sunday morning before we left, right? When I went for my run,
Yeah.
I said I needed to go on that run, otherwise I would have been a dickhead today. Because I was feeling, I recognized that I wasn't, for some reason, I wasn't in just a great mood that morning, and I think it was because of the taxing day that we had before, right? We were with so many people, which is awesome,
Yeah.
had so much fun, but I hadn't had any time to myself to decompress. So
Yeah.
I went out for like a 35-minute run. I was not gone very long, just ran through the woods for a few miles, came back, and I felt great. And I was still able to get ready in time and crush it. So something was better than nothing. And that really got me feeling good and moving in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Little movement, quality movement.
Little movement.
You need to be mindful of those things for the most part, mentality, because my running plan called for like 60 to 90 minutes of running of cardio. I didn't have time for that. So I did what I could.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like, is there anything more we want to talk about with the victim mentality? Because I think it's all related, honestly. The negativity is contagious, right? That type of person is the people that are coming into these DMs and saying those things. They're not happy with themselves. It's probably because they're telling themselves all these different lies.
Yeah.
One of the I need to reach out to Anna Lemke to see if we can get her on to talk about this book, because I'm really fucking loving it. I just gotta say, especially this portion about radical honesty. It's really cool because awareness is built into this radical honesty chapter. And there's one more stat I want to read here really quickly about radical honesty. This is from page 172 of her book. She says, the average adult tells between 0.59 and 1.56 lies daily. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We've all got a little smoke coming out of our shorts. So we all lie. And if you say you don't lie, you're lying. That's essentially it. And so these stories that you're telling yourselves, these ways that you're painting yourselves as the victim, as these things happening to you, right? Things happen to everybody. Bad things happen to everybody. We need to understand that. It's not just you. You're not a unique snowflake in the fact that bad things happened to you.
Right.
But what determines whether you're going to heal or not and get past that bad thing that happened to you is how you decide to tell yourself the story. If you continue to be the victim, if you continue to be, woe is me, why did this bad thing happen to me? I can't catch a break. Nothing I do is working.
Yeah.
You're doing it to yourself.
Yep.
You really are. The way we talk to ourselves, the way we think to ourselves matters. That's why we that's why we say stop co-signing your own bullshit. It doesn't matter how small these little things are that you tell yourself, because one thing becomes another, right? A bigger thing, no matter how small it is.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta practice being honest with ourselves and with others too. And I know you made a really good post this weekend, Beth. I think that was Sunday morning. It was things you were grateful for, I think.
Things I value.
Things you value. What were some of those things that you value that you put on those?
I put community, laughter, new friendships,
honesty. Yeah. That's where I was going with that one. That was the gist of it.
My physical and mental health, family, helping others, work-life balance.
Work-life balance. That's a beautiful one. I loved the honesty one because we, as a group, you, me, Sarah, and my dad, I feel like we had there was a lot of honesty in that group this weekend, right? We were able to call ourselves out.
We were all very open people. We
were all very open with people, right? There was two times where I was a dickhead over the weekend, where I was an asshole, and both times I owned it. I was like, why? I don't even know why I was being an asshole, right? Like, of course, me and my dad being together, we just bump heads, so that's part of it for sure. Getting frustrated with our parents and shit. But I remember at the same time, I'm like, man, my dad's like in his 60s, like, and I'm 38. Like, as we're sitting here talking, I can see my dad. He's talking about Opa and the impact he's had on everything. I'm like, I need to just be present in this moment, no matter how much my dad is annoying me right now. He's not going to be here to annoy me forever, dude.
Right.
And
he's a really good guy. He's a great guy.
He is. Now I'm going to be the one to start crying, but it's true. We got to take these things we can't take these things for granted.
Right.
When because I did that last year when I was trying to, whenever I was struggling, right? And I was like, me, my mom and my dad, we're never going to talk again. And like,
Right.
you guys are because I wasn't being honest with myself. I was blaming them for my problems, right? Because that was when I was starting to really unwrap a lot of trauma to me.
Yeah.
And I blamed them at first. I was playing that victim mentality. Once I got over that and realized that, no, that's not cool. That's not okay. Like, I'm not going to heal like this, because that's what it did. It kept me angry. It kept me from healing. So yeah, we had a lot of good, honest conversations this weekend.
This trip probably meant the world to him.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And it did to me.
I think so. Yeah.
Damn it, now I'm crying.
Aw, it's good to cry though.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what happens when we get into the deeper conversations like we have been. It's like 2 episodes in a row now we're crying.
I know. For you know what? For some reason, this just came to my mind is something I read, or not. I listened, because I didn't read. I have a hard time like reading. I can read, but I have a hard time obtaining the information when I look at it. I skim. But she was talking about overconsumption versus addiction. Right? When people like label themselves, I'm a sugar addict. Well, maybe you just overconsume sugar. And we gotta like know the difference.
I love that. Like that little mindset shift, right? You're rephrasing it.
I overconsume.
Because that's shifting the responsibility.
We overconsume everything. I overconsume social media. I overconsume whatever. But we have to like look at it as like, okay, calling yourself an addict is a really fucking strong thing to call yourself.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with things that you actually can work towards, like over-consuming sugar. You're not a sugar addict because you can't be. It's something that you can.
You need sugar to live.
It's not cocaine.
Your
it's
brain
part
needs
of our,
it, and if you don't get it, your body's gonna manufacture it. So it's that important.
Right. So it's like you stop calling yourself these things, because you're literally stopping yourself from the healing process and getting over these things that you struggle with, because you think it's a life sentence.
Yeah.
When I hate when people compare things to drugs and alcohol. And that's what this woman, I think one of the stories was talking about.
Yeah, she deals with a lot of alcohol and drug addiction for sure. Yeah, she deals with all kinds of addiction, sex addiction, gambling, food addiction. She talks a lot about food in there. And like you were just saying, the over-consuming versus the addiction and things like that. And really what she gets into is the behaviors and how can you
that behaviors and the mindset. And that's what I try to tell people. It's your behavior with the food. You cannot be addicted to something that you need to survive.
Right. And you're not addicted to sugar, because if you had a teaspoon of sugar in front of you, you weren't going to just sit there and eat it.
That's the thing. It's like people are like, I'm addicted to sugar. Then you're addicted to fats and carbs too, because everything that you're eating has fats and carbs in it, not just sugar.
That's the addictive food, is when they're getting these foods that have all of them put together. Of course, it's the trifecta. It's the holy grail of good tasting food: sugar, salt, fat. Oh my God.
And you know what's interesting? She was mentioning in the book about dopamine and which things increase your dopamine. None of them were I did not hear any single food ingredient.
No.
I heard methamphetamine is like having 10 orgasms. Okay. I heard like everything was drug and alcohol about the dopamine. I did not hear anything about the dopamine response with food. Not fucking once.
Right.
So
because the food is what doing it's doing it. It's the behavior, it's the reward, it's the action of doing it. You can put anything in place of that food, and if you use it in the same way, you'll get that quote unquote addiction, behavioral addiction.
Yep.
And we're like, this is what we do, right? And then this is how we help people change, like by helping people change their mindset and their belief systems, and helping them take this radical honesty with themselves and
it's not easy.
Acceptance. It's
facing
not easy.
Your shit, and this is what I'm talking about.
That's why we don't do it, though.
To me, it's easier to be like, yeah, I'm a sugar addict, I'm fucked the rest of my life, rather than handle the reason why you fucking overconsume sugar. Okay, let's work on that. Let's unpack this, so you can move forward and actually be able to consume things within moderation. Right. But that's going to take some hard fucking work on your end to get to that point.
Right. Maybe you unpack that quote unquote sugar addiction, and then you realize that, holy shit, the reason why I turned to sugary foods is because when I was a kid, I was lonely, and that was the only way I felt happy was by eating candy. Right. Many clients have used that same, like, has struggled with that. And that's so common, like loneliness, right? We want that connection, that human connection, and we don't have it. We turn to food, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like we have like an emotional wheel where there's all these different emotions, right? And this is how you work on your emotional eating is you really pinpoint what are you feeling right now? Like what are you lacking? What are you missing? Like name it, not just
Put a name to it, yes.
Like
without guilt
actually,
and shame, by the way. Please do it
you can
without
look it
guilt and
up. I
shame.
think it's called the emotional wheel. You can actually Google it. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, I actually used one of these before in therapy when I started going to therapy with my parents last year.
Yeah, it's the emotion wheel. So it's like if you're fearful, are you feeling scared, anxious, insecure, weak, rejected, threatened?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like name it.
Mm-hmm.
Name what you're feeling and
Yeah.
what is the food giving you that you're lacking? Like you have to understand, like what do you exactly, you have to get to the fucking root.
There's a really good app for this. I've mentioned it before on this podcast. It's called How We Feel.
Mm-hmm.
I did it
Oh,
regularly for about
right.
6 months, but it's just that. It's a color wheel. So I'm showing it to you right here, and maybe we make a video out of this or something. It's a color wheel. So tap the color that best describes how you feel right now. So if I'm feeling high energy and unpleasant, that's associated with red. If I'm feeling low energy and unpleasant, that's associated with blue. So let's say I am high energy, unpleasant, which is a red. Look at that. Now it just expanded. Oh, look at all these emotions, all these red emotions that I can now pinpoint. Right. So this is really helping. It really helps you understand all of your emotions. Okay. So I was feeling high energy, unpleasant. Okay. Which one of these feelings is it? Am I hyper? Am I annoyed, anxious, irate, livid? Right. These are all feelings and emotions. But if we don't know what they are, then how are we going to process them?
Right.
Awareness. Without awareness, you cannot change. That is the first part of behavior change is awareness.
Yeah.
And part of awareness is that radical honesty.
That's like me when I was like, I am drinking too much. I know this. I am aware that I'm a full-blown drunk and I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
It's owning up to your shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing easy about it, you guys. Like walking into an AA meeting to me at the time was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. And it felt demoralizing. Like I was like weak. But in that moment, I was actually the strongest I've ever been.
Wow. Fuck yeah, you were.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That moment changed your life.
Yeah, it did.
Without that moment, you wouldn't be the bad bitch that you are today.
The moment I thought was the most demoralizing was the strongest and hardest thing I've ever done.
The most empowering thing, probably, in hindsight now.
So don't be afraid to do the hard shit. It always comes down to that, right?
Yes. And when we do these hard things, it makes life easier because we adapt.
Yes.
We can do harder things. The hard things are no longer hard.
I get these questions like, how do you live life without drinking or eating your feelings? It's like, because I used to do that, it doesn't do fucking anything for me. Like I now that I have let go of the drinking, life gets a lot easier. I don't have to drink for my stress. I know how to cope with stress without alcohol. And in fact, I would say that I'm a lot less stressed out without drinking.
Because alcohol is a stressor.
It's a stressor. It's a depressant. It makes you anxious. So everything turns to shit when you overconsume it.
I don't even know if it's overconsuming, even just one
yeah,
unit.
exactly.
I don't know. Maybe maybe immediately you might feel that way, but not like the next morning or the next night or a few hours later.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. So
well said.
Yeah.
That's a good way to end it, I think.
I know. Plus I have to pee.
Don't pee yourself again.
I don't want to do that.
No.
That was awesome.
You do not. All right, well, let's wrap it up then. Let's see. Oh, we fucking gave everybody stickers. So we've got stickers and magnets now. They're not for sale yet. They're not for sale. We don't have a shop or a store.
Right. Sorry.
If
Our next meet
them,
and greet
you're
will bring
to
more.
come to our meet and greets.
Yes. Which in fact, we're trying to figure out where our next one will be.
That's where I wanted to go with this next.
We'll discuss. We're thinking, I don't know, Virginia.
We've got some ideas. Virginia. People have mentioned Shenandoah.
Arizona.
We have so many friends in Arizona. We keep hearing Canada. Unfortunately, we keep hearing very different parts of Canada. So that's the problem also with Canada. It's just like America where it's so damn big.
I also need to get my passport. I don't have a passport.
Yeah. But Canada is definitely on our horizon. But right now we're looking at probably Arizona, Virginia, West Virginia. We're going to do a couple, Cali perhaps. So
yeah,
because we're going to
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. We're working out the details, but we do these every quarter. We do 4 of them every year. And we know
Yeah.
one of them's in Maine. So
That'll
we
be,
know
yeah,
one of them's in Florida
Florida will be in March.
in March. Yep. We're going to change location this year for that one because we've done that other one twice now. And
Yeah,
it's
we're kind of over that
we're over
hike.
that one. We need some new change of scenery.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yep.
let us know where we're going with this is we want you to let us know where you want to come hike with us next year.
Yes.
So let us know in the DMs.
Let us know.
Email us, whatever you need to do. Let us know.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
I'll chat with you later. See you,
Bye.
See everybody.
Hope you enjoyed this episode, so why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you and thanks for being here.